Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild. I'm doing project at random now, I have the feeling. Yesterday I started to, and the day before too, I started to kind of do random things. And I have to say, I'm having fun with that for now. And we will continue some of the things. I will update you in a second what I've done, but mainly I want to finish this thing today. That's one of the vector thrust ships I had built to go to the planet, and I want to bring that back. I had to delete that because of this weird physics bug where kind of ships and everything that stands on the ground starts to rotate and destroy itself. Again, I have the feeling it has to do with the wheels that I used as landing bumpers, basically. And I want to build that, replace the wheels with landing gears, and then go for it. Replace the thrusters on there. I might go with the LY thrusters. I had the fixation to kind of put in hydrogen thrusters and support them with LY thrusters or the gravitational manipulators. I might go for the LYs because I might go only with the LYs because I wanted to have the hydrogen thrusters on there to have a nice cool looking flame coming out of there, and the LY thrusters have that too. And the gravitational thrusters are just too heavy. They are for some reason really heavy, and I don't want this ship to, or the vector thrust modules on the side, I don't want them to, don't know, break off or not being able to rotate because the thrusters are just too heavy. Good. Things I've done. Again, I'm projecting this right now. I've finished the hangar and the side module here. They are both airtight, and I have started to put in means to add one of the loading cranes here too. I will put a square somewhere on the ground where ships can load, or two squares where ships can land, and then they are getting loaded or unloaded with this crane. I've put in the elite Cobra in here and the small vector thrust ship just to store them for now and have them be, I don't know, out of the way. This is a build I want to have. One of the next vector thrust ships I want to build is the replacement for the Bison. The Bison was the big cargo transport ship I had built, and what I want to do is I want to build another one, but in small grid, and I want it to be able to transport cargo on the outside. So I want to build, cargo containers that I can strap beneath the thing and then go into atmosphere with them. This is a bit ridiculous because the big cargo containers have so much storage capacity that a small ship might not be able to lift them. But I at least want to test that. Otherwise, I will build the cargo containers out of small blocks and use them. But I want to have the big ones anyway. I talked about that I want to maybe at one point build a cargo ship that I can move around my world. And it would be a good preparation to design stuff like that. I'm not sure yet how that will work in the end, but I wanted to start with it. What I want to have is the dimensions, kind of, so that I can maybe try to have a small ship lift the big cargo containers. Again, it might not be really possible. If I use crazy modded thrusters, then it might be possible that I have enough lift and enough power in the ship to fill that thing and then maybe be able to lift that off, bring that into the planetary atmosphere. We will test that. It's just, for now, it's just a measurement thing. Yeah, you saw this. I will in a second go and connect that so that the build and repair system can build that up again. Then what else? Oh yeah, what else I did is I made something. There's another YouTuber, I don't know, I saw, and I sometimes get his videos because he's also doing space engineers, and he built a way to get around with his ship. And I saw that and had the idea, hey, if that works for big ships, then it should work for small ships too. And so I started just a small experiment. That's nothing finished here, nothing that works well in any way. And at the moment it is a bit cheaty, but I've made basically a jump ring. So the inspiration was also these hyperdrive rings from one of the Star Wars movies. And yeah, this thing is able to connect up to a small ship, and then I can just take out the small ship, jump, at the moment I think 6,000 kilometers with it. And that's one thing. I would reach the alien planet, I could reach Mars just with that thing. Leave that somewhere in the sun, and then it would reload. But at the moment it would do that in a really good fashion because I've put one of the quantum black solar panels on here. But we could just have normal solar panels on here and it would still work. The only thing it would do is then it would take a lot longer to reload. This just at the moment helps me out because testing this thing and then having to wait, don't know, 40 minutes until this thing is loaded, that's not fun. So I'm leaving that out here at the moment just to have a good jump point. Kind of, I need a GPS point there so that I can always jump to that point, leave the thing there, and then come back to it. It's just a way for me to maybe be faster if I want to go to one of the bases or so. It's just a way for me to be faster than to bring out one of the big ships, jump to there, and then have to dock that thing up. And this is just easy. Dock it, jump, leave it in the sun, go to the planet or go to wherever I want it to be. So that's really neat. It's not movable for the small ship. That's one thing I have to say. This doesn't work really well with flying. That's why it is out there, kind of. And that's okay. That's not what it is meant to be. So I can turn it around into the sun. That works. Flying with it is not. It's not really a thing that works too well. Good. Let me put this on here. I'm using this ship to hold small ships to weld them up at the moment. It's really nice to have that available. The ship again. This at the moment is my go-to all around whatever ship. I'm using it to test things and I will have to put in new nacelles, and I might have to switch out the reactor that's in here for one of the stronger ones. I think I have 2 in here. Yeah, I even have 2 in here. And again, this ship was never really finished, but it worked pretty well. I saw that I, for example, have no front thrusters on here. I have some normal thrusters on here to when it is free floating in space, so it doesn't just float away. But it will need a bit more than that. I have the feeling. But first I need it built, and so Build and Repair System can finish that now. I brought in, and I wanted to get rid of weapon mods, and now I have brought in, don't know, I've removed one, brought in 3 more, and I just want to test them. They're so nice. These are energy weapon mods, and there is basically one mod. This is, I think, direct energy weapons or something it is called. Right? It's from... is it? Does it say somewhere? Maybe this is MWI Collection 2. That's max packs. And then the other ones are... Why? Come on. It's not Skalbjorn. Entech, no. LY. Or maybe there is no... Maybe there is no category for them. So, but, yeah, here, direct energy weapons. I can't see who it is right now. It will be, if I think it's neat, it will be in the collection. Let me take a look. It's just... It is by... Just to be thorough, Clockwork 168. So that's the guy that made these weapons. These are pretty nice, and I basically have downloaded it just for one of the things. This one. This is basically a point defense laser that is just this neat dome. I like the idea to just have a dome instead of these, don't know, these yeah, don't know, battleship looking weapons. There's more of them. There's a whole category of crazy big battleship weapons with big, and all the, don't know, these the sizes are ridiculous. They must be really crazy when you fire them. But these small point defense lasers I really like, because you can just stick them onto a ship, and then you have a nice point defense gun that can defend you from missiles or something like that. And I might just use this thing. This is an anti-aircraft or an anti-fighter turret. It looks nice too, but it has purple lasers, and it looks weird. This one is at least red, so that works out for me. The others are, don't know, they are colored because someone made a neat energy weapon module, I think, for the modders. So now they all can have these crazy guns because MaxPax made another one. So this MWI or MW, I don't know, one is also a set with big beam lasers. I didn't see the sizes of them, so let's no, that's not right. That's just too big. No, that's too crazy. I don't need that. So maybe I can get rid of that. Again, I want to test them, and for this I just saw this thing, and I like just having a bubble there that shoots a laser. Good. I will wait for this. Did I do something else? I've done so many random things, kind of. I worked more on the buildings around here, closed off some of the I closed off this part of the station. This is airtight now. There's a walkway now. Then there's inside. There's a closed off, another closed off section of the station. I don't have lights on this thing, so it might be better to just go out and show that to you this way. You will just use the normal. So this is a closed off section now too. It should be airtight for the walkway that comes in here from the is it airtight? Yes, it is. So you can see there's the walkway to the Big Blue, and this is also airtight, so everything is pretty neat having all of that right now. Now I can really go from the only thing I need to still have to air tighten is the walkway over to the Empress. Otherwise I could go from the Big Blue now into the station, move through the whole station, and then, yeah, the only thing where I would leave air tightness is going over to the Empress. And that will change soon. I'm working on that too. But first I want to take a look with you at what Pam has done. Pam is working like crazy. Let me go over there and then we take a look what Pam has done for us. The drone just flew past me and is on its way back to the station. So, but we can see that Pam is doing a nice job of just removing all the stuff here. I had one commenter say I should build a... the light is so... don't have a lot of light here. One commenter says I said I should maybe build a medium-sized miner. The cool thing with Pam is that Pam, I don't need a bigger ship to mine with Pam. I really like that I can set this up and then just have it do its stuff without interruption, without needing to supervise in any way. Unless I do that around an area where I want to build or something like that, then it might be a thing I might have to supervise. But here it's not necessary. I just set it up and let it do its thing. And I could even make the whole thing I could make the whole thing even more nice if I would just put some batteries on there to get it to run on solar power or something like that, because then I wouldn't have any problems. It wouldn't even take uranium from me. And so I really like to just set up a small drone, bring it over to where it needs to be, and then just say, okay, you work now. And I don't mind that it takes a while, that the drone is not crazy fast and it needs to be done in 4 seconds. That's not what's cool about it. It's cool that I don't have to supervise it, and as long as it does its stuff without needing any input from me, I'm absolutely happy. So I rather would have more small mining drones than one crazy big automatic PEM miner. I'm not sure, but I really like that. Good. Okay, we should wait until this one ship is done and then see what we can do on that. I hope that will work out for me, that the LY thrusters are not too strong and rip themselves out of the sockets, or maybe the the vector thrust is not compatible with the thrust. It should be, but we will have to see how that works out for us. I also want to change the shape a bit, and then we will see. The day-to-day is a bit not weird, but it's a holiday, and I'm don't know. I slept and didn't do a lot, and now going into recording is a bit okay. I wanted to see if that is set up the right way. It didn't show the position of that thing, so is that maybe the antenna here? So no, it's set to. I'm not sure. I'm having some issues with some blocks not working until I turn them on and off again. I'm not sure if that's just a space engineer's thing or if that is something that, I don't know, my world makes. An error my world produces because there's so many antennas around here. Need to maybe turn some of them off or so. Good, let me wait for this and I will be back with you and we will take a look what we need to change on this. I think I never said who the other YouTuber is, so it's his name is Kanayashi or something like that. Again, he's doing, I think, other things than space engineers too, and again, I see some of his videos once in a while, and that's where the idea for this jump drive thing is from. I didn't know if that would work. People on my Discord said it would, and so I just hoped that I could do it that way. For me, it's easier now to go to all the different bases without having to again start one of the bigger ships up. It's just easier. So this is done. I will leave the whole thing connected for now because this again is missing some thrusters on there. So I want to get this ship back. It's another one of these. Man, the small blocks are really easy to grind off. It's another ship that I had before that I want to get back into the game. And again, I hope that if I change this out, then I can land on the planet again without having problems with the physics again. I want to change the front part of the ship because at the moment it has 2 guns on the side. I want to remove these and maybe get 1 gun below the cockpits somewhere. I'm running into the problem that Space Engineers misses 1 block I would really like to have. I know that there's mods out there, but I couldn't find one that still works. So let me go. Where's the conveyor? There should be somewhere here. This one, the conveyor frame. I would like to have the conveyor frame with 2 big connections and maybe small connections on the sides, like the connector has. That would be neat because then I would have a way to bring in things like the compact. Is it? I had it and I got rid of it. This compact, one of the compact machine guns. The problem is the small block also has a big connection. And it would be nice if there would be a way to get that onto the front here without having to put in big conveyor blocks. We will have to see. I will have to break that open and see how I can fit that in there. The side guns are nice, but it would be neat to just be able to just have one gun on there. That should be enough. Something like a chin turret. That would be something I would really like. And then move the landing gears to the sides a bit more. Maybe around the gun or behind the gun. We will have to see. I need to turn something off. There's a lot of gravity around the base at the moment that I really don't need. Gravity generators. We will just turn them all off and also turn off the one in the Duchessa. I'm running into more problems with gravity anyway, because sometimes I still get these weird things where I okay, it's off. Where I land in gravity and then the character starts to bump over the ground and then it takes a while until I can move again. Weird. But without the gravity, I don't run into the problem that any of the things fly away here. That's something I would like to avoid. Okay, there's a small, that's the small thing that's there anyways. And this thing, I will move the conveyor block, the connector to somewhere back, I have the feeling. This part here needs to change anyway. I will have to have a modded reactor on here. The small or even the big reactors in small grid are not strong enough to, I think, use the LY thrusters really effectively. I'm thinking about having two big ones on here on the sides, or a big one, a big LY thruster on each side, and then have 2 or 3 small ones on the back there. Maybe I can even bring, although I could open up the top here, have the thrusters on. Sure. I think thruster damage is off anyways. I'm not sure. I would have to take a look at that. So if that's the case, with that, and put the thrusters in here so it's a bit hidden behind this. And then I could put something again. I want to change the whole top part a bit. This needs to change anyways. Maybe change this line a bit too. We'll have to see. Okay, how much space I have space for? I have space for a conveyor in here. It will stick out a bit, so maybe I move the legs down a bit, 1 block more or 2, and then do it all with the yeah, with the landing gears and all that stuff. I don't know. Today is a weird day for me. My brain is not working in a good way today. I would like to bring this line a bit more to the front So to have kind of have a step here, that it looks like a bit of a step. Let's see, but the conveyor will go in here. Okay, this, and then have it that way. So that way we can put the gun on here. 8. Yes. Nice. Oh, ooh, that sticks out a lot. That sticks out a lot. That's maybe too crazy. Could we put the normal one on here? Maybe that looks better. Where is it? There it is. It might be a bit flatter, and then I wouldn't have to use the, yeah, that I think is a bit better, and I can just go with a small conveyor here. So, okay, then I will grab this line, pull it forward, and have it here. You turn off, please. This is nice. This way I just need to maybe bring the whole landing gear situation down 1 block or so. That should be enough. But let me work a bit more on here, and I will I will present you with a bit more of a hopefully a bit of a nicer look for that thing. So I changed the profile of the thing a bit. I made these things, the side pylons, a bit sleeker. I took a bit away from them. They looked a bit chunky kind of, and I wanted to give them a bit of a different look. Also changed this stuff to fit in the turret. The turrets are just too wide. I would like to have 3x3 turrets that I could stick under there. Then I could narrow it down again a bit. But on the other hand, it looks nice. It flows well, I have the feeling. I tested around with landing gears, and I have these the landing gears I can pull in and out kind of, but the retracting landing gears, but I'm not sure this is not what I want. I didn't try these. Maybe if I try with these, how far does this stick out? I would have to go down a lot more, and this would have to be encased in something. So I kind of decided to just go with a standard landing gear. It makes sense. And back here I will maybe put some blocks around it or in front of it to hide it a bit, but I like it. We should test it out. I've put on, you can see that I've put on the azimuth thrusters. In here I have them sticking out a bit to maybe avoid burning off anything. I didn't take a look if I think I turned thruster damage off for something, and now I might have to turn it back on. But again, I'm trying to avoid burning stuff off, so I've pulled it a bit back so it's in this opening, and now we could just see if it works. I think, yeah, I've turned it on, so we can use the stuff. So you can see the thrusters react. Correct. The whole ship jerks around a bit. That stuff I cannot prevent. In space, that's just a problem with the thrusters. The the thrusters working in conjunction with the rotors and forces being put into the ship that shouldn't be there, and it's it's weird things, but everything's good. It works fine. And you can see it's running. The LCD should work too. I didn't bring it on any of these LCDs inside of the cockpit. I have the one on the side still there. You can see I've put in 2 azimuth reactors, 2 big ones, not big ones, the small big ones kind of. They give hopefully enough power that the LY thrusters shouldn't run into any problems. I would like to take it for a spin into gravity and into atmosphere. I think we should do that and see how that works out. For space, I have put on some ion thrusters now to the front too, just to be able to stop the ship if anything goes wrong with these thrusters. There is also some atmospheric thrusters in here. They were in here not from the beginning, but the last time I built on this thing, I must have put them in there somehow, somewhere. I think it's all to take a bit of the pressure off from the vector thrust nacelles, so that the ship kind of doesn't have to use all the force on the air. I'm not sure why I thought that would be necessary. Maybe it stays. Maybe I will just leave it in there so that, by the way, do I have an antenna so that I can see? No, that's one thing I should put on there. Just because if I want to fly into the atmosphere, I want to maybe go to the station for a second, and that's always the thing I do trips to, and there's a break somewhere in communication, so I can't always see where it is, especially if I have turned off the GPS points, because I turned some of the GPS points off. Earth orbit, that can go for now. Laser antenna, asteroid base, this can go for now. Mars arrival can go for now. These would be the I will keep the asteroid base one on, I think, so I can come back here. Jump ring, where's the asteroid base one? I don't see it. Did I turn it off now? I think I turned it off now. No, it's on. Okay, then I'm good. Okay, let us take it out for a spin. At the moment it is open. It's not done yet, but I at least want to see how well it works. I really like the LY thrusters. I might have to turn off the ion thrusters for a while, I would say. Let us turn them, put them into a group. And after that, I think I have to end the episode. I think I'm running long again, so let me go into the atmosphere, and then we see how it behaves there. So here in space, again, the vector thrust script originally is not really meant to be for space, as far as I know, and the whole thing works a lot better now, and in atmosphere it should be absolutely amazing with the LY thrusters. Good, let me go there and then we take a short trip through the atmosphere. That was a bit of a mistake. I recorded the whole approach, the landing and all that stuff. Or I thought I recorded. I didn't. I recorded the whole flight to here. It's I don't know, must have just automatically pressed buttons. But you can see that the whole ship is really behaving well in atmosphere, and it also behaves well in space. I'm not sure if I did something right with setting up the that's the only thing I noticed. If I did something right with setting up the center of mass or something like that. It's just, vector thrust is just one of the coolest scripts still out there, and that it still works with everything. I'm really happy about that. Vermilion 1WSX10 did a really nice job there, and I will always ask him if he would be so nice to update the script if something breaks, because it's just cool. It's just cool, and the ship behaves really well. The only thing, again, that was the thing we saw there, is that when it points directly down, or when the after a certain speed was exceeded, it could be that there's too much thrust on the thrusters on the side, because sometimes, yeah, it tries to thrust so much to brake that it starts to wobble, and then the back thruster, you could see that there, is just pointing upwards because it tries to compensate for movement that's not there. I'm not sure what that is, but I'm really happy with it. So the landing, I did that already. Landing was successful. I could just turn off the dampeners, turn off the thrusters, and then turn off the script. Really nice. I like it. The next plan is to give this a bit of a nicer look. So to have nacelles on there and then work the backside out a bit. I'm not sure yet if it will get more thrust. Maybe I put a few more thrusters on here, 1 or 2 or something like that. This I will bring back. This is meant to be to be like a hinge for the whole rotor here, something like that. So I might just bring it back and have it look neat that way. The top strap here, I'm not sure if I still need that, but I want to have the elongated back, although it's aerodynamically or something, it's not needed, but I want to have that. I also said that I might want to put some of the refillable rocket pods down here just for the looks. I might not even fill them with any rockets, but to have some guns that are not really used in the end anyways. So the gun here, I'm not sure if I ever will go out with that ship and try to hunt something down. At the moment there is nothing to hunt. That's the next big problem that I have. So all is good. All is good. The next vector thrust project, and I'm not sure when I will start, that will be the cargo ship. Having a way to bring cargo containers down, that would be nice. That was always a thing I wanted to try to do. Space Engineers doesn't lend itself too well for that. It's just easier to have a connector or something like that. But we will see how that works out. I also talked that I might change the belly of the beast or the ship a bit, because I can give it a bit of a different shape, and then we could also have cargo containers on here. There's now enough space with the reactors out of the way that we, don't know, maybe are able to fit a cargo container in or two, and then not sure yet how that will turn out. I really I most of the time really don't know. Good people, I think that's all for today. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on the video. That helps me out a bunch. If you have any comments, let me know. If you have any ideas for the ship, or If you don't know, let me know. You will, I hope. Good people, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. See ya, guys.